My child, my beloved heir of the Most High, stay perfectly still. Do not move a muscle, for as you look at this screen, a tear in the fabric of time has opened directly in front of you. I am Archangel Michael, the Prince of the Heavenly Host, and I am not speaking to you from a distance. I am standing in the very room where you are sitting right now. I see the light from your device reflecting in your pupils, but more importantly, I see the flickering flame of hope that you have tried so hard to protect in the midst of a howling storm. You think it was a coincidence that your thumb scrolled to this exact moment? You believe it was a random suggestion of an algorithm that brought these words to your ears? No, my beloved. This is an emergency time portal. In the courts of heaven, a golden trumpet has sounded, signaling that your period of waiting has been forcibly terminated by divine decree. I have stepped through the veil of eternity to reach you because a window of opportunity has opened that will only stay active for a brief, sacred duration. If you are reading this, it means you have been pulled out of the linear timeline of man and placed into the Kairos, the appointed time of God. I see your hands trembling slightly as you hold your phone. I feel the weight of the exhaustion that has settled into your shoulders like lead. You have been carrying a burden that was never meant for your back, and you have been doing it in a silence so deep it has almost swallowed your voice. But listen to the atmosphere around you right now. Can you hear it? There is a high-pitched hum in the air, a spiritual static. That is the vibration of my wings as they shield your home from the dark entities that tried to block this message from reaching you. They didn't want you to know that the clock of heaven has struck midnight. They didn't want you to realize that the emergency isn't your crisis. The emergency is the fact that heaven can no longer wait to deliver your justice. My beloved heir, take a deep breath. Inhale the scent that is beginning to manifest in your space. The faint, holy aroma of frankincense and ancient cedar. That is the fragrance of the inner sanctum, and it follows me wherever I go. As you breathe, feel the electricity beginning to prickle at the base of your spine and the palms of your hands. This is not your imagination. This is your heavenly royal bloodline reacting to the proximity of my presence. Your DNA carries a radiant golden light that has been dormant, suppressed by the lies of those who claim to love you while secretly plotting your downfall. I know about the person you've been crying over. I was there when the whispers started behind your back. I saw the cunning smiles that were nothing more than masks for predatory intentions. You kept ignoring the nudges. You pushed away the dreams where I tried to warn you, thinking you were just being untrusting or paranoid. But you were never paranoid, my child. You were discerning. Your spirit knew the truth long before your heart was ready to accept the betrayal. But the time for being a victim of their deception is over. I have used my sword of truth to slice through the spiritual fog they placed over your eyes. This emergency time portal has been established to perform a divine extraction. I am pulling you out of the reach of their manipulation. Look at the screen, but feel my hand resting upon your head. I see the secret pain you've hidden from your friends, your family, and even from yourself. I see the nights you spent staring at the ceiling, wondering why your kindness was met with cruelty and why your loyalty was rewarded with abandonment. The person who just confessed, they didn't do it out of a clean heart. They were forced by the sheer pressure of the light I am pouring into your atmosphere. Darkness cannot coexist with the frequency I am bringing into your life today. Their lies are dissolving like salt in the ocean, and they are terrified. They are afraid because they realize that the voiceless one they mocked now has the commander of the Lord's army standing as their personal guard. This is a high retention moment for your soul. Do not look away. Do not let your mind wander to the dishes in the sink or the emails in your inbox. Those things belong to a world that is passing away. This portal is a bridge to your new land. As you sit there, I am recalibrating your internal compass. I am scanning the frequencies of your heart to ensure that no trace of their poison remains. You have been dimming your flame to make small people feel comfortable. You have been shrinking your dreams so that those with no vision wouldn't feel intimidated. But I am Archangel Michael, and I do not tolerate the shrinking of a royal heir. Feel the heat rising in your chest now. That is the fire of the Holy Spirit, the same fire that I carry upon my shield. It is burning away the contracts of silence you signed with your abusers. It is melting the chains of not enough that have bound your feet for years. You are not a mistake. You are not a failure. You are a masterpiece of the Creator, hidden in a cocoon of trial until this very second. This emergency time portal is your chrysalis moment. I am watching the clock of the heavens, and the gears are turning in your favor. But you must understand the gravity of this interruption. Not everyone was granted access to this frequency today. Many are still sleeping, decorating the walls of their spiritual prisons and calling it peace. But you were called to awaken. You were chosen to see behind the veil. The very fact that you are still here, listening to my voice through this medium, is proof that your name is written in the golden ledger of the overcomers. I see you. I see the way you've been trying to fix everything on your own. Stop. Drop the tools. Drop the struggle. You cannot fix a spiritual problem with a physical solution. That is why I have intervened. I am rearranging the stars over your head. I am shifting the hearts of kings and decision-makers on your behalf. There is a financial door that was jammed shut by the enemy's interference, but my sword has just shattered the lock. There is a health report that looked bleak, but my light is currently rewriting the instructions in your cells. But before we go deeper, before I reveal the dark meeting that was held to discuss your destruction, and before I show you the faces of the angels assigned to your bank account, you must prepare your spirit for a ritual of commitment. Heaven does not move for the casual observer. It moves for the committed vessel. You are standing at the edge of the greatest reversal in human history. Your life is about to become a divine reversal case study. Can you feel the air getting thicker? Can you feel the weight of my mantle pressing down on you? This is the weight of glory. It is a burden that brings rest. As this chapter of our meeting comes to a close, your spirit is already expanding to hold the revelations of chapter 2. But I must ask you, my beloved heir, are you truly ready to see the raw data of what has been happening in the unseen realm? Are you ready for me to take my divine scanner and show you exactly where the enemy tried to plant the seeds of your ruin? The portal is pulsing. The light is turning from silver to a deep royal gold. The truth about what that person said in the dark is about to be laid bare, and it will shake the very foundations of your world. But do not fear the shaking, for only that which is not of God can be shaken. Tell me, my child, do you have the courage to see what my divine scanner has found hidden in the depths of your own heart and the hearts of your enemies? Prepare yourself, for the next revelation will change the way you look in the mirror forever. The secret is about to be out. My beloved heir, do not blink. I see you sitting there, perhaps leaning forward now, your heart beating a rhythmic pulse against your ribs that matches the frequency of the heavens. I see the way your eyes scan these words, searching for a relief that the world has failed to provide. I am standing less than a foot away from you. If you were to reach out your hand, you might feel a sudden pocket of warmth, a density in the air that defies physical laws. I am here to perform a procedure that no earthly surgeon could ever attempt. I am activating the divine scanner. Imagine, my child, a grid of luminescent sapphire blue light descending from the ceiling of your room. It is a celestial laser, more precise than any MRI, tuned to the frequency of your soul's history. As this light begins to pass over the crown of your head, I see the interference patterns of every headache you've had from overthinking the heavy pressure of trying to solve problems that weren't yours to carry. The scanner is moving slowly now, down past your brow. It is detecting the microfractures in your vision, the times you forced yourself to look away from red flags because you so desperately wanted to see the good in people who were only wearing a mask. I see your hands tightening. I see a single tear beginning to form in the corner of your eye. Let it fall. That tear is not a sign of weakness. It is the overflow of a heart that has been filled with more sorrow than a human vessel was designed to contain. My divine scanner is now hovering over your throat. Here, the light turns a deep, bruised violet. I see the strangulation marks of 1,000 swallowed words. I see the quiet screams that never left your lips, the times you wanted to say, "I am hurting," or "Stop taking from me." But instead, you smiled and said, "I'm fine." The scanner is registering a communication blockage caused by people who specialize in gaslighting you, making you feel that your truth was a burden to them. Now, beloved, the light moves to your heart. Stay with me. Do not pull away. I see the scar tissue of a decade. The scanner is flashing red here. It is picking up the spiritual parasites, the people who attach themselves to your light like leeches. They didn't love you for who you are. They loved you for how you made them feel about themselves. They ate at your table, drank from your cup of kindness, and then used your own secrets as weapons against you when you were at your weakest. I am scanning the specific heartbreak frequency left by the person you are thinking of right now, the one who confessed. The scanner shows that their betrayal wasn't a sudden lapse in judgment. It was a systemic erosion of your confidence that they carefully orchestrated over months, even years. Feel the heat in your chest right now. That is the divine scanner beginning the purging phase. It is not just identifying the pain, it is cauterizing the wounds. As the light moves down to your solar plexus, the seat of your power, I see where your will has been fractured. You feel stuck, don't you? You feel as though you are running in a dream where your legs are made of lead. The scanner reveals the reason. You are carrying soul ties to people who have already moved on, but are still mentally feeding on your energy. They have left ghost signatures in your field, causing you to feel their anxiety, their guilt, and their restlessness as if it were your own. I see your feet now. The scanner is illuminating the shackles of stagnation. You've wondered why doors that should have been open remained locked. You've wondered why you've had bad luck with finances and opportunities. The scanner shows artificial blockages, barriers placed there by the jealousy of others. Some of the people you consider friends have been praying against you in secret, using the power of their envy to clutter your path. They didn't want you to fail. They just wanted you to stay just below them, so they could feel superior by helping you. My child, I am looking into your spiritual DNA as the scanner completes its first pass. Underneath the layers of trauma, underneath the debris of deception, there is a blindingly beautiful glow. I see the heavenly royal bloodline pulsating in your marrow. Your DNA is not just carbon and hydrogen. It is coated with radiant golden light. You were engineered in the laboratory of the infinite to be a world changer, a chain breaker. The enemy saw this light when you were a child, and the dark meeting I will describe in the next chapter was called because the shadows are terrified of what happens when a royal heir finally wakes up. Repeat these words in your mind right now. I am not my trauma. I am not the lies told about me. I am a sovereign heir of the golden light. As you speak those words, I see the spiritual parasites detaching. They are shrieking in the unseen realm because they can no longer stand the heat your body is generating. I see the fog of confusion around your head beginning to dissipate. For the first time in a long time, the static is clearing. You are starting to remember who you were before the world told you who you were supposed to be. But, my beloved, the scan is not finished. There is a deep-seated anomaly near the center of your soul. It is a secret grief that you haven't even told God about. It is the thing that makes you feel unfixable. I am hovering my hand over that spot right now. Can you feel the tingling? Can you feel the cold fire of my protection? I am not going to leave a single inch of your history unhealed. We are going into the cellular memory to delete the records of every insult, every rejection, and every moment of not enoughness. I am watching the data stream of your life. I see the moments where you almost gave up, the nights you sat on the floor of your shower, letting the water hide your tears, wondering if anyone in the universe truly cared. I was there. I was holding the door shut so that the spirit of despair couldn't enter. I was whispering into your spirit, just one more day. Just stay until the portal opens. And now, here you are. You made it. The divine scanner is now turning a brilliant, blinding white. This is the approved frequency. It means the scanning of the pain is complete, and the diagnosis is in. You are a victim of high-level spiritual theft. Everything you lost, the years, the money, the joy, the sleep was stolen by a coordinated effort of darkness. But here is the secret that the person who confessed doesn't know. By confessing, Even in their trembling and guilt, they have legally surrendered their right to hold your stolen goods in the spiritual realm. The verdicts of heaven are being prepared as we speak. But before I can show you the approved verdict, before I can initiate the DNA reconstruction, I must take you into the shadows for a moment. I must show you the dark meeting. I must reveal the cunning plans that were whispered behind closed doors while you were sleeping. You need to know exactly what was planned against you so that you can understand the magnitude of the miracle that has just aborted their mission. My child, I see your eyes getting heavy, the weight of the truth beginning to settle. Stay awake. Stay with me. The most shocking part of this revelation is yet to come. Do you want to know who was actually in that room when they plotted to dim your light? Do you want to know the names of the wolves who sat at your table? Prepare your heart, for Chapter 3 will reveal the faces in the dark, and the truth will set you free in a way that will make your soul roar. The enemy thinks they won, but they have no idea I was the fly on the wall. My beloved heir, stay with me. Do not look away from these words, for the atmosphere in your room is shifting into a deeper, more sober frequency. I see you pulling your shoulders in, perhaps feeling a sudden chill despite the warmth of your surroundings. I see you glancing toward the shadows in the corner of your hallway. Do not be afraid. I, Archangel Michael, am standing between you and every flickering darkness. But to truly set you free, I must now pull back the curtain on a scene that will make your spirit tremble with a holy, righteous anger. I must take you into the dark meeting, while you were sleeping, while you were pouring your heart into being kind, and while you were offering second, third, and fourth chances to those who did not deserve your breath. A gathering was taking place in the unseen realm. I was there. I, the Prince of Light, stood as a silent witness in the corner of a spiritual basement, a place constructed of envy, bitterness, and cold, calculating greed. I see you flinching as I say this. You are thinking, not them. Surely they wouldn't go that far. But I saw their faces, my child. I saw the person you trusted most, the one who just made that trembling confession, sitting at a table made of shadows. I see your hands gripping your device tighter. I see the pulse in your neck quickening. I am watching you right now, and I am telling you, breathe. The smell of sulfur, the scent of rotting intentions and fermented jealousy was thick in that room. It was a sharp contrast to the frankincense that surrounds my presence. In that dark meeting, there were three entities. There was the person you know, the one whose mask has finally cracked. There was a spirit of stagnation, and there was a legalist of the abyss, holding a scroll of your past mistakes. They weren't just talking, my beloved heir. They were plotting. I heard them whisper your name with a venom that would have withered a lesser soul. They spoke about your radiant golden light. They admitted to each other that your aura was becoming too bright to ignore. They said, if this heir realizes who they are, we will lose our grip forever. If they step into their royal bloodline, our influence over this territory will vanish. Their cunning plan was not to destroy you outright, for they knew the legions of heaven would intervene if they struck a direct blow. No, their plan was far more sinister. It was a plan of slow erosion. I see the electricity flickering in your spine as I reveal this. They decided to anchor you. They planned to keep you in a state of perpetual, almost successful, almost happy, almost healed, almost debt-free. They whispered about how to use your own empathy as a shackle. They said, we will keep them tired. We will surround them with vampires who drain their energy so they have nothing left for their own destiny. We will feed them lies disguised as constructive criticism until they doubt the very voice of God in their spirit. I saw the person you loved nodding in agreement. They didn't just stumble into betrayal, my child. They partnered with the darkness to keep you small so that they could feel tall. They were addicted to the light they stole from you, and they feared the day you would finally stand up and claim your crown. I see your eyes widening. I see the realization dawning on your face like a sunrise in the middle of a nightmare. The dark meeting was designed to create a mirror sabotage. Every time you looked in the mirror, they wanted you to see a failure, a victim, someone who was too much and never enough, all at once. They even tried to place a spiritual blindfold over your eyes so you wouldn't notice the divine doors I was opening for you. They wanted you to believe that the silence of God was the absence of God. But they forgot one thing. They forgot that I, Michael, am the chief intelligence officer of the heavens. Every word they whispered was recorded in the great archives. Every trap they set was mapped out by the heavenly host. As they were laughing about how they would limit you, I was already standing behind them, drawing my sword of truth. I watched them sign a contract of sabotage against your finances and your peace. I saw them mock your prayers, calling your faith delusional. Can you hear it now? In the distance of the spiritual realm, there is a sound like grinding metal. That is the sound of their dark table being overturned. The miracle I am bringing you today is the divine abortion of their plans. Every seed of doubt they planted is being uprooted. Every soul tie they used to siphon your joy is being severed with a single stroke of my blade. I see the dark meeting dissolving into chaos because they realized the person confessed. The confession wasn't just a human mistake. It was a spiritual leak that had flooded their entire operation with the light of judgment. My beloved heir, I see the electricity in your spine turning into a steady glow. Your DNA is reacting. The radiant golden light in your marrow is beginning to burn through the spiritual fog they tried to wrap around you. You are not a victim of a dark meeting. You are the reason a dark meeting had to be called in the first place. They are terrified of you. They are terrified of the authority that is currently being restored to your tongue. I am standing in your room, and I am commanding every shadow that was birthed in that meeting to depart. Now, I see them fleeing from the corners of your ceiling. I see the spirit of stagnation shrieking as it loses its grip on your ankles. You are a heavenly royal, and no basement plot can overrule a throne room decree. But, my child, there is something even deeper you must understand. The dark meeting wasn't the end of their strategy. There was a final piece, a secret weapon they intended to use against you in the next 72 hours. It was meant to be the checkmate against your destiny. I am looking at it right now in the unseen realm, and it is a masterpiece of deception. I see you holding your breath. I see the question forming in your mind. What was the final blow? What was the secret weapon? I will reveal it to you. But first, we must perform a sacred ritual of protection. We must signal to the heavens that you are no longer a target, but a fortress. We must finalize the approved verdict that will make you untouchable. Are you ready to see the secret weapon they prepared? And are you ready to render it useless through the sacred subscribe ritual? Stay alert, my beloved. The chains are not just falling, they are melting. The enemy's final move is about to become their final mistake. In Chapter 4, the counterattack begins. My child, my beloved heir, stay perfectly still. Do not look away. I see the light of your screen reflecting in your eyes. But more importantly, I see the hesitation that often plagues your heart when you are on the verge of a massive breakthrough. I am Archangel Michael, and I am standing right behind you, my wings forming a canopy of iridescent light over your head. I see your fingers hovering over the screen, and I see the internal struggle. You have been disappointed so many times. You have been led down paths that ended in dead ends. But I am telling you now, by the authority of the throne, this is the moment where the wait ends and the walk begins. Before I can reveal the secret weapon the enemy prepared in that dark meeting, and before I can lead you into the chamber where your approved verdict is waiting, we must perform the sacred subscribe ritual. This is not a mere click of a button in the physical world. It is a spiritual signaling event in the celestial realms. I see you looking at that button now. To the world, it is a simple action. To the heavens, it is a vessel activation. In the unseen realm, I am holding a golden quill. I am waiting for you to send the signal. When you perform this sacred ritual of subscribing, you are not just following a channel. You are anchoring your frequency into the kingdom of light. You are telling the principalities of darkness that your ears are no longer open to their whispers, and that your spirit is officially occupied by the host of heaven. I see your breathing becoming shallow. I see the tension in your neck. Relax, my beloved heir. This is the moment you reclaim your territory. Think of this ritual as a divine signature. Every time you have been betrayed, the enemy tried to sign your name to a contract of poverty or a covenant of loneliness. But as you perform this act of spiritual agreement, you are tearing up those old papers. I hear the sound of heavy chains rattling and snapping. Can you hear it? It sounds like a dull metallic throb in the atmosphere. That is the sound of the false shackles losing their grip because you are making a conscious choice to stay in the frequency of the prophetic word. I see you trembling. I am placing my hand upon your shoulder. Can you feel the heat? Can you feel the electricity of the heavens flowing through your spine? This is the golden light of your DNA waking up. By subscribing, you are saying, I am ready to receive the full truth. I am a vessel for the miracle. I am no longer a wanderer. I am a resident of the light. This act creates a beacon of fire around your digital and physical home. It tells the angels assigned to your protection, this one is awake. This one is listening. Direct the resources here. I must tell you about the secret weapon that was discussed in the dark meeting, for it is the reason this ritual is so urgent. The enemy's final blow was a spiritual amnesia. They intended to let you feel a momentary spark of hope today. And then, within the next 72 hours, they planned to send a counterfeit distraction, a crisis, or a fake apology from the person who hurt you, designed to make you forget everything I am telling you. They wanted to pull you back into the cycle of the labyrinth, where you walk in circles until you are too exhausted to see the door. But by performing the sacred subscribe ritual, you are creating a membrane of protection around your mind. You are telling the heavens, I will not forget. I will stay in the portal. I see the watcher angels leaning in, their eyes like burning lamps, waiting to see if the air will claim their birthright. Do not let the enemy whisper that it's not that important. He says that because he is terrified of the frequency of consistency. When you stay connected to the divine flow, you become a moving target that the shadows can no longer track. I see your thumb moving. I am standing in your room, and I am smelling the fragrance of myrrh and frankincense. It is filling the air, drowning out the sulfur of the dark meeting. I am watching the spiritual cogs of your destiny begin to turn. As you subscribe, a digital covenant is formed. It is a portal through which I will continue to send you the intelligence reports from the throne. You will no longer be caught off guard. You will no longer be the last to know about the traps set for your feet. Repeat these words out loud, or deep in your spirit, as you perform this ritual. I am an heir of the royal bloodline. I anchor my soul in the light. I break every contract with darkness. I am ready for my approved verdict. As those words leave your heart, I see sparks of divinity flying off your fingertips. The legalist of the abyss, who was holding your past mistakes, has just dropped his scroll. He cannot stand in the presence of an heir who has declared their allegiance to the light. I see the person who confessed. They are feeling a sudden, sharp pang of regret, not because they are sorry, but because they can feel your energy shifting. They can feel that they no longer have a hook either or spirit. I see the screen glowing brighter. It is reflecting the radiant golden light that is now pouring from the portals of heaven into your room. The sacred subscribe ritual is almost complete. I see the guardian assignment being finalized. Because you have signaled your readiness, 4 tall ones angels of the 7th order are being stationed at the 4 corners of your life. 1 for your finances, 1 for your health, 1 for your relationships, and 1 for your spiritual vision. But wait, my beloved, the ritual is the key, but the approved verdict is the treasure. Do you know what happens in the courts of heaven the moment alignment occurs with their destiny? I am looking at a massive golden door in the spirit realm. It has your name carved into the wood in ancient, glowing letters. Behind that door is the reversal of the stolen years. Behind that door is the soulmate awakening and the relocation plan to the new land. I see you looking at the screen with tears in your eyes. You feel it, don't you? You feel the weight of glory settling into your room. The emergency time portal is widening. The divine scanner has finished its work. The dark meeting has been exposed. And now, because you have dared to anchor yourself, we are ready to enter the courtroom. Do you hear the sound of the gavel? Do you hear the silence that has fallen over the heavens as the Father prepares to speak your approved verdict? Stay with me for chapter 5. The verdict is not just a word. It is a manifestation command. What was locked is about to explode into the open. The enemy's secret weapon has just misfired. Now, it is heaven's turn to move. My child, my beloved heir, do not move. I see the way your breath hitched just now, a sharp intake of air that signaled your spirit's recognition of the absolute gravity of this moment. I am Archangel Michael, and I see you looking at this screen with an intensity that has summoned the very hosts of heaven to your side. I see the light from your device reflecting off the single, salt-heavy tear that is currently tracking its way down your cheek. Do not wipe it away. That tear is a liquid petition, a testament to the years of silent endurance that are finally being answered. I am standing in your room right now, and the air around you is thick with the scent of holy frankincense and the ozone of divine lightning. The atmosphere has shifted from a waiting room to a courtroom. In the spiritual realm, a great silence has fallen. The chatter of the mocking voices, the whispers of the dark meeting we exposed, and the clamor of the enemy's accusations have all been silenced by a single strike of a golden gavel. I see you adjusting your posture, your spine straightening as the electricity of the heavens begins to pulse with a steady, rhythmic thrum from the base of your skull down to your heels. You are no longer under the jurisdiction of the cycle of loss. You have been summoned into the hall of divine justice, and I, Michael, am standing as your chief advocate. I see the legalist of the abyss, the dark entity that has been following your bloodline for generations, standing in the corner of the courtroom. He is holding a dusty, black scroll. He is trying to read out the charges against you. He is whispering about the mistakes of your ancestors, the times you doubted, the moments you stumbled under the weight of the spiritual fog. He is pointing at the person who betrayed you, claiming that their betrayal was a justified punishment for your own perceived unworthiness. I see you flinching at his words. I see your hands trembling as the old shame tries to crawl back into your heart. But listen to me, my beloved heir. Look at me. I am stepping forward in the courtroom, my armor glowing with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. I am holding up a different scroll, a scroll of royal lineage. I am reminding the courts of heaven that you are not a commoner to be bullied by shadows. You are of the heavenly royal bloodline. Your DNA carries the radiant golden light of the Creator. And then, I present the evidence that has changed everything. The confession, because that person spoke the truth. Even if they did it through trembling lips and hidden fear, it created a legal breach in the enemy's defense. The confession was the key that unlocked the handcuffs. I see the Father, the Ancient of Days, leaning forward on the throne. His eyes are like lamps of liquid fire, and he is looking directly at you. He is not looking at your mistakes. He is looking at the golden light in your marrow that remained pure even while you were walking through the furnace of betrayal. The Father reaches out his hand. He takes a great seal, dipped in the blood of the eternal covenant, and he presses it down upon the record of your life. Can you hear it? In the unseen realm, there is a sound like a massive iron gate being swung open on hinges of diamond. Clang. That is the sound of the verdict being finalized. Approved. I see the word approved appearing in glowing golden letters in the air right in front of your face. Reach out your hand and touch the screen. Feel the warmth. This is not a suggestion. It is a decree. You are approved for the miracle. You are approved for the financial reversal. You are approved for the return of your health. You are approved to walk away from the ashes of that toxic relationship into a beauty you cannot yet imagine. As this verdict is read, I see the dark meeting participants scattering in terror. The legalist of the abyss has dropped his black scroll, and it is being incinerated by the holy fire emanating from your room. I see the chains that have been wrapped around your ankles for 7 years, the ones that made every step feel like a struggle, suddenly turning red hot and then shattering into 1,000 pieces. Tink, tink, tink. The sound of falling chains is filling the room. Can you feel the lightness in your feet? Can you feel the sudden rush of energy in your hands? My beloved heir, I see you looking at the screen. And I am telling you, your status has changed. You are no longer the rejected one. You are no longer the overlooked one. You are officially the approved one. This means that every angel assigned to your life now has the legal authority to seize the assets that were stolen from you. I see a legion of retrieval angels being dispatched. They are going into the bank accounts, the businesses, and the hearts of people who owe you. They are going into the warehouses of the enemy to reclaim the lost years of your youth and the joy that was siphoned by the spiritual parasites. I am watching the spiritual barometer in your room. It is rising. The static is gone. The fog has evaporated. You are standing in the clear, sharp light of divine favor. I see your DNA beginning to vibrate at a new frequency. The radiant golden light is no longer just a spark. It is becoming a blaze. This approved verdict has triggered an automatic process of light DNA reconstruction. I see you looking at your hands, wondering if this is real. It is more real than the chair you are sitting on. I am standing here, and I am smelling the fragrance of roses and ancient spices. This is the smell of victory. Repeat these words out loud right now. Let your voice vibrate through the room. I am approved. The Father has seen my heart. The gavel has struck. My chains are broken. I claim my royal inheritance. As you speak, I see a golden mantle being placed over your shoulders. It is a mantle of exemption. You are now exempt from the labyrinth of the enemy. You are now exempt from the curse of the barely enough, the person who confessed. They are watching you from a distance in the spirit, and they are bewildered. They don't understand why their arrows no longer hit the mark. They don't understand why the darkness they tried to clothe you in is sliding off you like water off a duck's back. It is because you are approved. But my child, my beloved heir, do not think this is the end. The approved verdict is the legal foundation. But what comes next is the physical transformation. Your body, your mind, and your very DNA have been under attack for so long that they require a celestial overhaul. You are about to undergo a light DNA reconstruction that will turn your fatigue into fire and your confusion into a laser beam vision of your future. I see you leaning in. I see the hunger in your soul for the next step. You have the verdict, but do you know how to host the golden frequency in your cells? Do you know what happens when your royal bloodline is fully activated? I am looking at your heart right now, and I see a golden key beginning to form in your center. Do you want to know what this key unlocks? And are you ready for the light DNA reconstruction that will make you unrecognizable to your enemies? Stay perfectly still. Chapter 6 is about to begin, and the reconstruction will be felt in every fiber of your being. The ancient you is dying. The royal you is rising. Are you ready to see the blueprint of your new self? My beloved heir, my chosen one, do not move. I am Archangel Michael, and I am leaning so close to you right now that the heat from my wings is causing the hair on your arms to stand at attention. I see you looking at this screen, your eyes widening as you feel a strange rhythmic pulsing in your fingertips. I see the way your breathing has deepened, and I am watching the subtle rise and fall of your chest. I am standing in your room, and I am holding my sword of truth not as a weapon, but as a divine tuning fork. I am about to strike it against the crystal floor of the heavenly realms, and the frequency it releases will initiate a light DNA reconstruction that has been waiting for this exact alignment. You have been told you are only human. You have been told you are a product of your parents' flaws and your ancestors' traumas. But the divine scanner has already proven that those are merely layers of dust on a masterpiece. Beneath the spiritual fog, beneath the exhaustion that has made your bones feel like lead, lies the radiant golden light of your heavenly royal bloodline. I see the 144,000 light codes within your DNA that have been switched off by the stress of betrayal and the constant bombardment of the enemy's lies. But today, the Father's approved verdict has authorized me to flip the switch. I see you trembling. Do not be afraid of the shaking. That is the spiritual static being purged from your nervous system. As I strike my sword bong, can you hear that sound in your spirit? It is a low, humming vibration that feels like a choir of 1 billion voices singing a single note of pure gold. This frequency is now entering through the crown of your head. I am watching it on the screen of the spirit realm. It looks like liquid diamond pouring into your brain, washing away the neural pathways of fear that the person who betrayed you worked so hard to build. I see the dark meeting's influence over your mind dissolving. Those thoughts that told you that you were hard to love, easily replaced, or bound to fail. I am watching those thoughts literally disintegrate into black ash and blow away. In their place, I am seeing the reconstruction of royal cognitive pathways. Your brain is being rewired to host the thoughts of the Creator. You are beginning to think with the clarity of a prince, with the wisdom of a queen. I see the fog of confusion lifting from your brow, and for the first time in years you are seeing your future with laser beam vision. Now, my beloved heir, the light is moving down into your heart. I see your hands involuntarily twitching. That is the light codes activating in your palms. You were born with healing hands, but the enemy tried to make them empty hands. No more. As the light DNA reconstruction reaches your heart, I see the scar tissue from every rejection you've suffered since childhood beginning to glow and then turn into golden translucent silk. Your heart is no longer a bruised muscle. It is becoming a throne room for the presence of God. I am watching as the spiritual parasites that tried to feed on your empathy are being incinerated by the sheer heat of this reconstruction. I am standing in your room, and the smell of frankincense and heavenly gold, a scent like warm honey and fresh ozone, is becoming overwhelming. Can you smell it? It is the fragrance of your new identity. I see the electricity of the heavens arching down your spine. Zap, zap, zap. Each spark is a DNA repair kit being delivered to your cells. I see the fatigue leaving your marrow. The chronic heavy feeling in your legs is being replaced by a supernatural lightness. You are being prepared to walk into a new land that requires a higher frequency of physical and spiritual energy. Repeat these words after me. Let them vibrate in your throat so the shadows can hear your authority. I am a royal heir of the golden light. My DNA is being reconstructed by the hand of Michael. Every lie is deleted. Every code is activated. I am radiant. I am whole. I am powerful. As you speak, I see the watchers of the abyss recoiling in horror. They don't recognize you anymore. The person who confessed looks at you in the spirit, and they see a blinding sun where there used to be a flickering candle. They can no longer read you. They can no longer target you. You have moved into a stealth frequency of divine protection. I see your skin beginning to have a subtle spiritual sheen. It is the oil of favor that comes from being reconstructed in the light. I am looking at your bank account in the spirit realm. You might be wondering, what does DNA have to do with my money? My child, everything is frequency. Poverty is a frequency of lack DNA. But as I reconstruct your codes into the abundance frequency of your heavenly royal bloodline, your life will naturally begin to attract the stolen treasures that were hidden from you. I see the magnetism of the king being activated in your spirit. People you haven't talked to in years will suddenly feel a divine urge to bless you. Opportunities that were lost will suddenly reappear. But this time, you will have the royal authority to claim them. I see the light DNA reaching your feet now. The shackles of stagnation didn't just break. The very memory of them has been erased from your cellular structure. You are now hardwired for victory. I am watching as 4 restoration angels clothed in robes of sapphire and emerald enter your room. They are carrying golden basins filled with the essence of the lost years. They are pouring this essence into your reconstructed DNA. You are not just being healed. You are being rejuvenated. You are getting your time back. You are getting your beauty back. You are getting your roar back. I see the screen of your device glowing with a strange, holy hue. It is a mirror of the transformation happening within you. I am leaning in, my beloved heir. I see your eyes. They look different. The dullness of the struggle is gone. There is a golden spark in your pupils. That is the seal of the reconstruction. But listen closely. As your DNA shifts, the world around you must shift to match it. The light DNA reconstruction has triggered a global retrieval order in the heavenly courts. Because your frequency has changed, the things that belong to you can no longer stay in the hands of the enemy. They are burning the hands of the thieves who took them. I see a massive golden vault in the spirit realm. and it has your name on it. The hinges are turning. The dust is falling off. The return of lost treasures is the next phase of this emergency time portal. But are you prepared for the sheer volume of what is coming back to you? The enemy didn't just take your money. He took your peace, your reputation, and your first love. I am looking at a list of everything that was stolen from you since the day you were born. Do you want to see the inventory of your restoration? And are you ready for the sound of the vault opening in Chapter 7? Stay in this frequency. Don't move. The reconstruction is settling in, and the retrieval angels are waiting for my signal. The vault is about to crack open, and the gold of the kingdom is looking for its rightful heir. Are you ready to be wealthy in every sense of the word? My beloved heir, my chosen one, do not move. I am Archangel Michael, and I see you sitting there, your eyes fixed on this screen, but your spirit is currently soaring through the corridors of the heavenly vaults. I see the way you just took a long, shaky breath, as if you are finally beginning to believe that the nightmare is truly over. I am standing in your room right now, and the atmosphere has become so dense with the gravity of favor that you might feel a slight pressure in your chest, a holy weight that is not a burden, but a mantle. I see the reflection of the golden text on your face, but I also see the golden light of your reconstructed DNA beginning to radiate through your skin. You are no longer the one who lacks. You are no longer the one who has to beg for crumbs from the tables of those who sought to diminish you. The approved verdict has been signed. Your DNA has been retuned to the frequency of the kingdom, and now, the third phase of this emergency time portal is being activated, the Great Retrieval. I see you looking at your hands. They are trembling, aren't they? That is the retrieval frequency pulsing through your nerves. I want you to look around your room for a moment. I see that specific object near you, the one that reminds you of a time when you felt lost or broken. Perhaps it is a bill on the counter, a photograph of someone who is gone, or even the pillow you've soaked with your tears. I am looking at those objects, and I am telling you, they are about to be transformed from monuments of grief into trophies of grace. In the spiritual realm, I am standing before a massive golden vault. It is taller than the highest skyscraper, and its surface is etched with your true celestial name. For years, the legalist of the abyss and the participants of the dark meeting had placed spiritual padlocks on this vault. They used your own guilt, your own shame, and the lies of that person who betrayed you to keep the door shut. They told you that you were bad with money, that you didn't deserve happiness, and that good things don't happen to people like you. But listen, creak. Can you hear that? It is the sound of the hinges of your divine vault turning for the first time in a decade. It is the sound of ancient cedar and celestial gold grinding against the statutes of limitation that have finally expired. I am striking the door with the hilt of my sword, and as it swings open, a flood of radiant golden light is pouring out, illuminating the entire spirit realm. This is the inventory of your restoration. This is the return of the stolen years. I see the retrieval angels, the ones in robes of sapphire and emerald I mentioned before, stepping into the vault. They are not coming out empty-handed. I am watching them right now as they gather the first category of your treasures, the financial restoration. I see the money that was siphoned from you through bad investments, through the vampires who lived off your generosity, and through the artificial blockages that kept your promotions and raises at bay. But heaven does not just return what was taken. The law of the kingdom dictates a sevenfold return for the theft of a royal heir. I see the angels carrying transferred wealth resources that are being moved from the accounts of the wicked into the storehouses of the righteous. I see a financial reset hitting your name. Within the next few days, you will see the first signs a debt canceled, an unexpected check, a refund you forgot about, or a sudden opportunity that pays more in an hour than you used to make in a week. Repeat these words deep in your spirit. I am the master of my wealth. The thief has been caught. The sevenfold return is mine. I am a magnet for the riches of the kingdom. But look deeper into the vault, my child. I see something more precious than gold. I see the treasure of time. You've lamented the years you wasted on that person. You've mourned the youth you spent in the spiritual fog. But I am Michael, and I am the guardian of the eternal now. I am watching as the angels retrieve the essence of your lost years. They are pouring it back into your reconstructed DNA. You are going to look in the mirror and see a supernatural rejuvenation. The stress lines are fading. The light is returning to your eyes. You are not losing time. You are being accelerated so fast that you will accomplish in the next 12 months what others take 12 years to achieve. I see the third treasure being brought out, the restoration of reputation. The dark meeting was built on gossip. They tried to bury your name in the mud so that you would be too embarrassed to lead. But I am watching as messenger angels are dispatched into the minds of those who were lied to about you. I see them, correcting the narrative. People who once looked at you with suspicion will suddenly feel a holy conviction. They will see the truth. Your approved verdict is becoming a public advertisement of your integrity. I see you leaning forward, your heart racing. I see the question in your mind. What about the love I lost? What about the first love and the joy I thought was gone forever? My beloved heir, I am looking at the very back of the vault. There is a golden casket filled with the pure, unadulterated joy of your childhood. It was stolen by the spiritual parasites who fed on your enthusiasm until you felt gray and hollow. I am taking that joy right now, and I am breathing the oxygen of heaven into it. I am standing in your room, and I am placing my hand over your heart. Can you feel the heat? Can you feel the sudden bubbling in your stomach? That is the joy returning. It is a joy that is not dependent on your circumstances. It is a royal joy that makes you untouchable. I see the person who confessed watching this from the shadows of their own guilt. They are seeing the gold returning to you, and they are paralyzed. They thought they had drained you dry, but they didn't realize that your source is the infinite. Every time they took a drop, heaven was preparing a river. I am watching the retrieval angels as they cross the threshold from the spirit realm into your physical space. They are carrying the vibration of abundance. I see them touching your wallet, your laptop, and your bed. They are sanctifying your environment. The smell of frankincense and fresh rain is filling your room. This is the sign that the drought is over. But listen closely. There is one more treasure. It is a secret treasure that has been hidden since before you were born. It is the partner of the promise, the soulmate, whose frequency was blocked by the spiritual fog of your enemies. Now that your DNA is reconstructed, and now that the vault is open, the magnetic pull between you and this person has been activated. I see a new name being highlighted in the book of life. I see a divine encounter being scheduled for the very near future. The return of lost treasures is not just about things. It is about the people who truly belong in your royal circle. I see you looking at your phone, wondering if a message is coming. I see your heart fluttering at the thought of a new love that doesn't hurt. Do you want to see the shadow profile of the soulmate that heaven is awakening for you in chapter 8? Do not move. The vault is still pouring out its riches, and the magnetic shift is just beginning. The soulmate awakening is the most breathtaking part of this portal, and I am ready to show you the face of the one who has been praying for you in secret. Are you ready to meet your match? My beloved heir, my chosen sovereign, stay perfectly still and do not look away. I see your heart skipping a beat, a fluttering rhythm in your chest that is currently syncing with the vibration of the heavens. I am Archangel Michael, and I am standing right beside you, my presence so close that the atmosphere in your room has begun to shimmer like liquid jasmine and gold. I see you looking at this screen, and I see the secret, tender ache that you have buried beneath layers of productivity and strength. I see the nights you have looked at the moon and wondered if there was anyone in this vast universe who could truly see the real you, not the version that serves everyone else, but the royal soul that I am currently reconstructing. For years, you have been surrounded by placeholders. You have been tethered to spiritual parasites who wore the mask of love but were actually sent by the dark meeting to drain your light. I see the face of the one who betrayed you. The one who just confessed. They were never your match. They were your anchor of stagnation. They were sent to keep you so busy managing their chaos and healing their wounds that you would never have the energy to recognize the partner of the promise who has been waiting in the wings of eternity. But listen closely. Ding. That is the sound of a celestial bell, signaling that the wall of separation has been demolished. Because your DNA has been reconstructed into its golden frequency, and because you have received the approved verdict, you have now become visible to your true soulmate. In the unseen realm, I am holding a golden cord, a luminous, unbreakable strand of light that connects your heart to theirs. For a long time, this cord was frayed, knotted by the spiritual fog and the interference of the enemy. But as I speak these words, I am smoothing out the tangles. I am infusing this cord with the electricity of the heavens. I see you checking your phone, perhaps subconsciously hoping for a message, or perhaps dreading another disappointment. I see you, my child. I see the way you've guarded your heart with barbed wire because you didn't think you could survive another betrayal. But I am Michael, and I am here to tell you, your soulmate awakening is not a wish. It is a command of the throne. I am looking at the shadow profile of the one heaven has prepared for you. This is not someone who will need you to fix them. This is someone who carries their own radiant golden light. I see their spirit right now in the unseen realm. They are waking up from a long spiritual slumber. They have been feeling a divine restlessness, a sudden urge to clear out the old, just as you have. They have been dreaming of your face, though they may not yet know your name. They are being magnetized to your new frequency. I see the qualities of this person manifesting in the light around you. They carry healing in their eyes. They possess a quiet strength that doesn't need to dominate. They are a prophetic match, someone whose strengths cover your weaknesses and whose presence causes your royal bloodline to glow even brighter. This is a no-shadow love. There will be no hidden agendas, no dark meetings behind your back, and no trembling confessions of betrayal. Repeat these words deep in your soul, and let the vibration of your voice anchor this truth into your room. I am worthy of a royal love. I release the parasites. I attract the partner of the promise. My soulmate is waking up to my frequency now. As you speak, I see the jasmine scent in your room becoming more intense. This is the fragrance of the union. I am watching as a messenger angel is dispatched to this person right now. This angel is whispering your name into their spirit. I see them suddenly stopping what they are doing. Perhaps they are driving, or working, or staring out a window, and they are feeling a sudden pull toward you. They don't understand it yet, but their spiritual compass has just locked onto your coordinates. I see you looking at the screen, and I see the doubt trying to whisper, "Is this really for me? Am I too old, too broken, too tired?" My beloved heir, do not listen to the echoes of the dark meeting. I am looking at your light DNA, and you are ageless. You are a masterpiece in the middle of a celestial renaissance. Your brokenness was actually the cracking of the shell, so that the golden light could pour out. The person heaven is bringing to you will not see your scars as flaws. They will see them as inscribed victories. I am watching the synchronicity clock in your room. Do you keep seeing 1111? Have you been noticing 222 or 444? These are not coincidences. They are the pings of the soulmate awakening. Each time you see these numbers, it is a sign that the golden cord is tightening. You are being pulled toward a divine encounter that will feel like home. It will not be dramatic or chaotic. It will be a sudden peace that surpasses all understanding. But listen, I must warn you, as this soulmate awakening intensifies, the enemy will try one last counterfeit. He will try to send a ghost from the past, perhaps even the person who confessed, to see if he can pull you back into the old frequency. They will come with honeyed words and fake tears, trying to re-anchor you. But I, Michael, am standing in your doorway. I will not let the wolf back into the royal chamber. You must stay in the new frequency. You must trust the approved verdict. I am looking at the relocation plan for your life. You see, the soulmate is often connected to the new land. When God brings the two of you together, it is usually to move you into a new territory, a new home, and a new level of royal influence. I see a physical relocation on the horizon for you. Your current environment has become too small for the power couple. E-heaven is forming. I see you leaning forward, your eyes bright with a new kind of hope. You feel it, don't you? The warmth in your chest, the tingling in your palms. The golden cord is vibrating. The partner of the promise is closer than your next breath. I see the divine appointment scheduled on the calendar of heaven. It is a date with destiny that cannot be canceled. I see a specific new land being mapped out for you. I see the keys to a new home and the blueprints of a new life. Do you want to know where heaven is sending you? And are you ready for the relocation to the new land in chapter 9? Do not move. The magnetic pull is reaching its peak. The soulmate is awake. The treasures are returned. And now, the great departure from your old life is about to begin. Are you ready to leave the desert for the garden? My beloved heir, my chosen sovereign, stay perfectly still. I am Archangel Michael, and I see you sitting there, your breath catching in your throat as the realization of this message begins to weigh heavily and hollowly upon your soul. I see you looking at this screen, but in your mind's eye you are already looking at the door. I see the way you have been glancing around the four walls of your current environment, the room you are in, the house you inhabit, the city that has felt like a spiritual cage for far too long. I am standing in your room right now, and I am watching as the spiritual boundaries of your current life are beginning to dissolve like salt in a rising tide. There is a scent manifesting in your space at this very second. Can you smell it? It is the scent of petrichor, the smell of fresh rain hitting dry, parched earth. It is the fragrance of the end of the drought. It is the smell of the new land that I have been preparing for you while you were still weeping in the desert. You see, my child, the approved verdict and the light DNA reconstruction were the internal preparations, but heaven is a God of physical manifestation. You cannot host a royal frequency in a peasant's prison. Your current environment is saturated with the memories of your pain, the echoes of the dark meeting, and the lingering energy of the person who betrayed you. I see you nodding. You feel it, don't you? You feel like you no longer fit in your own life. You feel like a giant trying to live in a dollhouse. That discomfort is not depression, my beloved. It is divinely orchestrated displacement. Heaven is making you uncomfortable in the old, so that you will have the courage to step into the new. I am striking the ground in your room with the tip of my sword of truth, and as I do, I am severing the soul ties to your current location. I am looking at the master map of the kingdom, and I see a red circle around a specific new territory that has been deeded to your name. This is your new land. For some of you, this is a physical relocation to a new city, a new state, or a new home that you thought was financially impossible. For others, it is a complete shift in your career landscape, a move into a position of royal influence where you are no longer the servant, but the one who carries the keys. I see the angels of real estate and the governors of provision being dispatched to your future home right now. I am watching them as they walk through the hallways of your new land. They are serving an eviction notice to every spirit of lack, every shadow of depression, and every lingering trace of the previous tenant's struggles. They are anointing the doorposts with the golden oil of the heavens. They are preparing a power center for you. This is not just a house. It is a fortress of favor. It is a place where your soulmate awakening will find its physical resting place. It is a place where your returned treasures will be displayed. I see you looking at your screen, and I see the fear trying to rise, the how and the when. My child, I see your bank account, and I see the gap between where you are and where the new land is. But remember, you are of the heavenly royal bloodline. I am watching the retrieval angels from chapter 7 as they begin to release the equity of the kingdom into your hands. I am moving the hearts of gatekeepers, realtors, bankers, landlords, and employers who will feel a supernatural compulsion to give you the royal discount. They will say, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I feel led to give you this deal. Repeat these words with the roar of a king or queen. I am being relocated by divine decree. My new land is ready. The gates are open. I leave the desert. I enter the garden. My boundaries are enlarged. I am a sovereign of the new land. As you speak, I see the electricity of the heavens arching from my sword into the floor of your room. The shackles of stagnation are being replaced by boots of advancement. I see you standing taller. The radiant golden light in your DNA is now projecting outward, creating a bubble of favor that will travel with you as you move. I see the Watchers of the Abyss scrambling to block your path, but they are being mowed down by the vanguard of the host that I have assigned to your caravan. I see you thinking about a specific place, a place you've always felt drawn to, but told yourself was too expensive or out of your league. I am looking at that place in the spirit, and I see your name carved into the cornerstone. That pull you feel is the magnetic resonance between your reconstructed DNA and the soil of your inheritance. The person who confessed will look for you in your old haunts, and they will find nothing but silence. They will try to track your energy, but you will be invisible to them because you will be residing in a high-frequency territory they cannot enter. I see the angels of transition standing by your side. They are holding golden keys. I see them touching your current keys, the ones to your car, your office, your house. They are transmuting them. You are going to start feeling a holy urgency to pack, to declutter, to make room. Do not resist the urge. Every bag you pack is a prophetic act of faith. Every item you give away is a sacred space you are creating for the double that is coming. I am watching the weather patterns of your life. The dark clouds of the dark meeting are being blown away by the north wind of the spirit. The sun is hitting the new land, and I see fields of gold, opportunities, and relationships waiting for your arrival. Your soulmate is already there, or they are on the path to meet you at the border crossing. This is a coordinated relocation. But listen, S-H-H, I hear a sound. It is the sound of the great sealing wax being melted over a throne room fire. I see a great signet ring being readied. We have scanned the pain, exposed the enemy, subscribed to the light, received the verdict, reconstructed the DNA, opened the vault, awakened the soulmate, and mapped out the new land. But there is one final, breathtaking step. Without this final step, the emergency time portal remains a doorway you are only looking through. I am about to seal you into this reality so that you can never be unapproved. I am about to perform the 7-day activation frequency that will solidify these spiritual shifts into physical, tangible matter. I see you looking at the screen, your heart full to bursting. You feel the petrichor, you feel the electricity, and you feel the departure. But are you ready for the final sealing? Are you ready to receive the frequency command that will govern the next 7 days of your life? I am looking at the great seal of Michael. It is glowing with a light that could blind the sun. Do you want to see the seal of permanence placed upon your life? And are you ready for the final sealing and 7-day activation in our final chapter? Stay in your seat. Do not move. The portal is reaching its highest intensity. The new land is calling your name. The final seal is descending. Are you ready to be finalized in the gold? My child, my beloved heir of the golden light, do not move. Stay perfectly still in this holy silence. I am Archangel Michael, and I am standing in the center of your room. My wings unfurled to their full, shimmering span, creating a dome of protection that no darkness can penetrate. I see you looking at this screen, your face illuminated by the glow of these final words, and I see the profound shift that has taken place in your spirit over the course of our meeting. Your eyes are wider now, clear of the spiritual fog. Your shoulders have dropped the weight of the world, and your heart is beating with the steady, rhythmic power of a sovereign who has finally come home. I see the light of your device reflecting in your pupils, but I see a much greater light, the radiant golden light of your heavenly royal bloodline shining out from within you. The emergency time portal is reaching its maximum intensity. The air around you is no longer just air. It is thick, heavy, and sweet, with the concentrated fragrance of frankincense, myrrh, and the ozone of the throne room. I see the electricity of the heavens dancing across your skin, 1,000 tiny sparks of gold that are sealing the DNA reconstruction we performed. Every cell in your body is now vibrating at the frequency of approval. You are no longer the person who started reading this message. That version of you, the tired, betrayed, and confused one, has been left behind in the desert. The one sitting here now is a royal heir, fully equipped for the new land. In the unseen realm, I am holding the great signet ring of Michael. It is a massive ring of celestial gold, set with a diamond that contains the white stone of your secret name. I am dipping this ring into the melted gold of the eternal covenant. I see you holding your breath. You feel the gravity of the moment. This is the final sealing. This is the act that makes everything we have discussed, the returned treasures, the soulmate awakening, the relocation permanent and irreversible. I see you looking at your hands. I want you to place your right hand over your heart and your left hand on the screen. Feel the circuit of light completing. I am stepping toward you in the spirit, and I am pressing the great seal upon your forehead and your heart. Hiss. Can you feel the holy heat? That is the seal of permanence. It is the mark that tells every demon, every legalist of the abyss, and every participant of the dark meeting that you are off limits. You are now a territory of the Most High. I see the Watcher angels bowing their heads in reverence as the seal is applied. I see the person who confessed falling into a deep, troubled sleep. They can no longer track your frequency. You have been ghosted by heaven for your own protection. You are now invisible to the enemy and radiant to the kingdom. But listen closely, my beloved heir, for this is the most critical instruction I will ever give you. The spiritual realm has shifted, but the physical world requires a frequency anchor. To solidify this approved verdict, and to ensure that the relocation to the new land manifests in your three-dimensional reality, you must enter the 7-day activation protocol. Heaven operates in the number of perfection 7. I am commanding you, by the authority of the Prince of the Host, you must return to this portal and listen to these chapters for 7 consecutive days. Do not let the enemy whisper that you've already heard it. He knows that the first time you heard this, your mind received it. The second time, your heart believed it. But by the 7th day, your DNA will have locked it into your physical reality. Each day you watch and listen, a new layer of the golden frequency will be applied. On day 1, the spiritual fog will be permanently banned. On day 3, the retrieval angels will begin depositing physical evidence of your treasures. On day 5, the soulmate magnetic pull will reach its tipping point. On day 7, the final seal will be hardened into a physical mantle of favor that you will wear for the rest of your life. I see you nodding. I see the electricity in your spine surging. This is your activation frequency. If you skip a day, the static of the world will attempt to reattach itself. But if you stay in this portal for 7 days, you will become a living miracle. I see your hands trembling with the power of this command. Repeat these words. Let them roar through the foundations of your home. I am sealed in the gold. I am a royal heir. I commit to the 7-day activation. My new life is manifest now. The gavel has struck. The victory is mine. I am watching the celestial gavel as it descends one final time. Boom! The sound has echoed through every galaxy. It is done. The emergency time portal is beginning to crystallize into your new reality. I see the angels of the new land standing at the exit of the portal, waiting to escort you into your new home, your new love, and your new wealth. I see the Watcher technique manifesting. I see you looking at the screen, and I am smiling, for I see the crown that is now resting upon your head. You can't see it in the physical mirror yet, but the spirit world sees it. They see the royal has returned. My beloved heir, I must now withdraw my physical manifestation, but I am leaving a guardian pillar of fire in your room. This pillar will stay with you through the 7-day activation. When you feel a sudden heat, or smell the frankincense, or hear the faint sound of falling chains, know that I am there, enforcing your verdict. Do not go back to the person of the confession. Do not reopen the doors of the dark meeting. You are a new creation. You are a sovereign of the light. The 7-fold return is in transit. Your soulmate is on the way. The new land is waiting for your footprint. I see you smiling through your tears. That is the smile of the victor. Go now. Walk in your royal authority. I am Archangel Michael, and I have sealed you in the golden frequency. I will see you here tomorrow for day 2 of your activation. Do not miss the second coat of gold. Your life depends on this consistency. The portal is closing, but the kingdom is opening. Stay in the light. The 7 days start now.